Om Shanti. So we'll be starting with the page 60 on this part. This is part 5. So Baba says in this Vani, teachers should always remain alert and ever ready. You should not have the slightest chance of either physical or subtle laziness. There can be laziness in making effort or even laziness in doing anything physical. When you become disheartened about your efforts, you become lazy. Then Baba says, what can I do? I can only do so much. I can't do this. I can't do any more than this. I don't have any courage. I'm moving along and doing my best. So all these, Papa says, becoming tired of making effort is another sign of laziness. Those who are lazy become tired very quickly, whereas those who are enthusiastic remain tireless. Therefore, teachers are those who don't become tired of making effort and also don't allow others to become tired. So you are all rounders and also remain alert, Baba says on 10/12/1979 Murli. Then Baba says, in fact, Maya is also very clever. She comes especially at the time to separate you from the father. She cajoles you with her games of excuses, just as the gambler would attract people through his dealings. In the same way, Maya also cajoles you with many type of excuses and carelessness, laziness and waste thoughts. Then you lose your golden chance. Moreover, because of losing such precious time, because of depriving yourself of easy attainment, your foundation for the whole day becomes weak. No matter how much effort you make throughout the whole day, Yet because the beginning of the day, that is the time of laying the foundation was weak, you therefore have to labor hard and receive less attainment. Because of receiving less attainment, Baba says, you experience two type of stages. Firstly, whilst moving along, you experience tiredness, and secondly, you become disheartened. What do you then think? I don't know when I will reach my destination. Is the time far or close? When will revelation will take place so that we can go to the golden age world? How much longer will I have these bondages of this household? You put aside the attainment of the present time and start looking to the future. Now, this Papa said in 1712, 1979. At this time, nature is only giving you small tests, but in the final paper, all 5 elements will be very fierce. Firstly, nature will be very fierce, and secondly, because of the 5 vices are coming to an end, they will come to you in their purest form and make their final attack on you. Thirdly, there will be the various types of false souls. On one side, you'll be attacked by the tamoguni souls, and on the other side, there will be various cries of the devotees. What will be the fourth thing? Your old sanskars. Wow. At the final moments, even they will be looking to take their chance. They will come and bid you farewell once and for all time. In what forms will your sanskar come? They will come to you they will come to some of you in the form of suffering of your karma, and to others in the form of bondage of your karmic relationship. To some, they will come in the form of waste thoughts, and to others, they will especially come in the form of carelessness and laziness. Everywhere, the atmosphere will be one of upheaval. The authorities of government, religion, science, and all the other fields of physical powers will be in upheaval. At such time, you will remember how to put a full stop. At such time, Will you remember how to put a full stop, or will a question mark appear to you? What's going to happen? Are you sufficiently experienced in the power to pack up? That's a good question we have to ask ourselves now. Are you able to observe and not see? Are you able to listen whilst not hearing? Whilst absorbing the upheaval of nature, you masters of nature will have to quieten it down with your stage of knowledge of how to put a full stop. You will have to stop all the upheaval of the nature. You will have to transform its Samogrami stage into its Satoguni stage. Are you practicing this to such an extent? Are you invoking such times and accumulating the power to pack up within yourself? You especially need to practice this. One moment be corporeal, the next moment become angelic, Baba says, and the next moment incorporeal. It should be very easy for you to stabilize in each of these three forms, just as you are easily able to stabilize in the corporeal form. In the same way, the angelic stage and the incorporeal stage are also both your own natural stages, Baba says. And this Baba said in 24/12/1979. All the souls of the world should constantly remain immersed in front of you. The moment you invoke these souls, they should immediately also have the thought to create a future for themselves. This thought of theirs should emerge from your thought. To be a world benefactor means to be an image of support for the world. Therefore, even the slightest carelessness on your part would make the whole world careless. Therefore, you should be paying this much attention. Baba says 26/12/1979. The special attention you now have to pay is of finishing all your waste thoughts. Do all of you consider yourself to be powerful souls? To be a powerful soul means to be someone whose account of wastage is finished. Otherwise, you will waste a lot of time in wasteful thoughts, wasteful words, and wasteful actions in your Brahman life. You would then not be able to communicate as much income as you want, accumulate as much income as you want. Your account of waste would stop you from becoming powerful. Then Baba says, now finish your account of waste. When you start a new account, you finish your old account. So now pay special attention to finishing your account of waste and constantly remain powerful. You, Master Almighty authorities, are able to do whatever you want. Just as when someone has physical strength or wealth, he can do whatever he wants. If he has no power, then even though he may want to do something, he feels desperate to do it. Therefore, what can you, Almighty authorities, not do? You simply need to pay attention. You need to pay attention repeatedly. If you pay attention at Amrit Vela and at night, but became careless during the day, what would be the result? Your account of waste will not be finished. Some of your old accounts will still remain. Therefore, constantly pay attention and remember that you are the Master Almighty Authority. You need to check yourself very well, because even now, Maya is sitting very cleverly to take her turn. She becomes the cleverest of all at the end, because she has to be bidden farewell at the end. Therefore, her cleverness will be displayed. This is why you must constantly pay attention. You do not you do pay attention, that you go to class and that you have the remembrance, but you need to pay attention repeatedly, Baba says. The sign of those who constantly pay attention is that they remain free from tension. You are the you are the specially loved ones. This is such a beautiful line in the entire book that I have read. Like, you are the specially loved ones. You belong to the Father, and the star of the elevated fortune has now began to sparkle. Therefore, what else do you need? You have to be given just this little work of constantly having to pay attention with your intellect. This Baba said on 18/11, 1981. Then Baba says, when you say the word Baba again and again, you should experience something new every time. When you came in the beginning, you used to use the word Baba. You used the same word Baba when you arrived in Madhuban. Now you are to return home, you will use the same word Baba. However, there will be such a vast difference in the way you said that when you came and the way that you say it now. You have this experience, do you not? It is the same word Baba, but on the basis of the heart's attainment. Your experience of the same word Baba has grown. Therefore, there is a difference, is there not? In the same way, in the same way, have a new experience with all the virtues every day. You are an embodiment of peace, but on the basis of which point do you experience peace? For instance, when you say, I, the soul, am the resident of Param Dham, you experience peace. And when you say, I, this soul, am the embodiment of the peace and happiness in the golden age, that experience is different. In the same way, whilst performing actions and in the midst of peacelessness, when you say, I, this soul, am an embodiment of peace, that experience is something too. Although you are an embodiment of peace, there is a difference in all three, is there not? Therefore, there should be daily progress in your experiencing being an embodiment of peace. Sometimes experience being an embodiment of peace through one point, and other times through another point. Then you will have new experiences every day. By remaining constantly busy in this, you will experience something new at all times. Otherwise, whilst moving along with the same method of remembrance, and the same method of listening to and studying the Murli, you begin to experience that to be a common thing. This is why the enthusiasm always remains as it was. It doesn't increase. The result is that you sometimes become careless. I know how to do this. I already know this. Then instead of the flying stage, you come into the stage of standing still. This is why you definitely need this method for yourself and for the souls for whom you become instruments. Constantly experiencing newness. Do you understand? The majority of your souls are instrument souls. Therefore, you definitely have to imbibe this specialty. Every day, extract one or the another point. What are the points to experience? What are the points to experience being an embodiment of peace? Similarly, keep the special points of being an embodiment of love and bliss in your intellect and have new experiences every day. Always remember to experience something new each day and give others that same experience. Then, when you sit down for Amrit Vela, you will sit with great interest. Otherwise, there's a wave of laziness. When you receive something new, you don't feel lazy. When there are the same things again and again, laziness creeps in. Therefore, do you understand what you have to do? Did you understand the method? Baba's asking, okay. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. The foreigners generally like a variety anyway. When you have a picnic, you need something savory and something sweet. You need many varieties. Similarly, when you sit down for a special experience, consider yourself to be going to Bab Dada for a variety picnic. As soon as you hear the word picnic, you will become alert. Laziness will go away. In any case, or you all like having picnics and going out. Do you not? So go out. Sometimes to go to Paramdham, sometimes go to heaven, sometimes to Madhuban, sometimes go to the London Center, and sometimes go to the Australia. When there's a variety, you feel entertained. This is Baba says that on 1403, 1982, Murli. Then Baba says the path of effort is an unlimited path. Therefore, do you understand who is called an easy effort maker? One who doesn't sprain his ankle but becomes a guide for others and easily help others to go along the path. An easy effort maker doesn't just have love but remains absorbed in love. Such souls who are absorbed in love easily remain distanced from the vibration and atmosphere everywhere. Because to be absorbed in love means to be as powerful as the Father and to remain safe in every situation. Being equal is the biggest safe of all. It is a safe that is Maya proof. So, do you understand that what easy effort is? Easy effort means there is no carelessness. Some move along with scarcity, considering carelessness to be easy effort. They are not constantly full of all treasures. The greatest quality of those who are careless effort maker is that their conscience will continue to bite them internally and externally. They would be singing. What would they be singing? They would continue to sing songs of their own praise. Easy effort makers will constantly experience the company of the Father. Are you such easy effort maker? An easy effort maker can experience a constantly easy yogi life. So, what do you prefer? To be an easy effort maker or a difficult one? You say easy effort, do you not? Since the Father is giving you something you like, why don't you take it? It happens against my conscious wish. They are not the words of a Master Almighty Soul authority. If you have a desire and your actions are something else, should you be called a Shiv Shakti? That's a very important question we need to ask ourselves. This is November of 4, 1983, Murli. So Baba says, have you attained all the treasures of the confluence eight? You don't consider yourself to be lacking any of the treasures, do you? The time for remaining empty has now passed. It is now time to fulfill yourself. This is also the time to experience having received all treasures. When you attain something that was unattainable, you become intoxicated, becoming souls who are full. You don't say that you have all the powers, but that you don't have the power to tolerate or the power of peace. You do this, don't you? That you will sometimes feel a little anger or a little forceful. There is no place for anything else in something that is full. If you are shaken by Maya, it means you are empty. The fuller you remain, the less shaking there is. It's it's a good point to check. Have you bid farewell to anger, attachment, and everything else, or do you make your enemies into your guest? Only when there is a carelessness do enemies enter by force. If the lock is strong, enemies cannot enter. Nowadays, people have a secret lock in order to remain safe. Here too, you have a double lock. Remembrance and service is the double lock. You will remain safe with this. A double lock means to remain double busy. To remain busy means to remain safe. To maintain this awareness constantly is to apply a lock. Don't take it for granted that you belong to Baba anyway, but become an embodiment of remembrance again and again. Anyway, when you belong to Baba, you should be an embodiment of remembrance. There should be that happiness. If you do belong to Baba, you should always have attainment, that inheritance. Don't be careless by taking it for granted that you belong to Baba anyways, but at every second experience yourself to be full and powerful. This is known as being an embodiment of remembrance and an embodiment of power. Maya should not come to attack you, but to salute you. This was said on 1304, 1983, Murli. Is the reason to eat, it is the season to eat instant fruit. Just have one powerful thought and perform one powerful action, and through that one seed, you attain multi-million fold fruit. So, are you attaining the fruit of the season? That is easy. That is easy fruit. Do you experience the fruit, or is that before the fruit emerges, Maya, the bird spoils it? So, do you pay this much attention, or is it that even after making so much effort, after having yoga, studying everything, and serving according to your capacity, you don't attain as much as you should? It should happen always because you receive multi-million return of one. Therefore, that is the attainment of countless fruit, is it not? Even then, even then, that attention doesn't remain all the time. It doesn't remain to the extent that it should. What is the reason for this? The seed of the thought and action is not powerful. The ground of the atmosphere is not powerful, or the ground and the seed are all right, and the fruit does emerge, but with the limited thought that I did this. You eat fruit that's unripe, or the many different problems of Maya and the atmosphere, the influence of bad company, the dictates of the self and others, and the birds of waste thoughts spoils the fruit. And this is why you remain deprived of the treasures of the experience of the fruit. That is the attainments. The words of such deprived souls are, I don't know why. You are not those who make such wasteful efforts, are you? You are easy yogis, are you not? Why do you labor in the season of easy attainment? You have received an inheritance, a blessing. It is the season, and you also have the bestower with the big heart. The bestower of fortune has a generous heart, and so why don't you labor? The children who are constantly seated on the heart throne don't need to labor. You have the thought and you achieve success. You put that on the switch of the right method and you attain success. You are such embodiments of success, are you not? Or do you make effort and become tired? The reason for having to labor is carelessness and laziness, Baba says. You don't stay in the fortress of being an embodiment of awareness. Or do you stay in the fortress, but you open a door or window of the lack of one or another power? That is why you give a chance to Maya. Check which power you lack, that is, which way is open. If there's no determination in your thoughts, then understand the door is little open. This is why you say that you are moving along well, that you are observing all the disciplines, that you're following Srimad, but not with number one, happiness and determination. You're not observing the disciplines with the feeling of compulsion or fear, with the thought that you have to observe the disciplines or of being concerned with what the Brahmin family would say or think. Are you? That Baba is saying the science of determination of success. Where there is a determination, it is not possible for there not to be success. You would attain what you never even thought of. That is, your attainment would be greater than you even thought. So at present, this is the age of receiving all attainments easily. This was said on 29/12/1983, Murli. At present, you invite them, you call them, but later on, they will beg you for a meeting of even a second. They will say, please let us meet. Such practical embodiment of visions you will become. At that time, they will realize the importance of your highest life and highest achievements more than they do now. Even amongst you, some of you forget the highest life and achievements because of your ordinary actions and carelessness. But when the souls who are lacking the achievements will come to you thirsty for the achievement, at that time you will realize your importance much more and will experience who we are and who they are. At this time, because you are getting so many treasures from Baba so easily, this is why sometimes you don't give as much value to your life and the treasures that that you receive. Therefore, you think it to be very ordinary. But each version, each word that Baba says, Baba speaks, each second, each breath of a Brahman life is so elevated. This you will experience very soon in the future. Every second of the Brahman life gives you the achievement of the highest fruit, no just for one life, but many. 1 second lost means the fruit of many births lost. You are such elevated souls with such an invaluable life. Such elevated, fortunate, special souls you are. The Father has come to meet such elevated children. Do all double foreigners children always remember this, or sometimes remember this and sometimes forget how elevated this life is? So remember this always. Haven't you become the embodiment of such remembrance, such elevated life? Those who are the embodiment of that remembrance can't forget. Baba says they don't have to remember with effort, but are already the embodiment of that remembrance. This was 18 February 1984, Murli. Then Baba said the other thing is that as the soul moves along making effort, it experiences the attainment of effort, and it has the intoxication and the happiness of great attainment. And it says, I have found everything. I have experienced everything. I have become Mahavir, Maharati, Jnani, Yogi, and also a server. This attainment is very good, but in the intoxication of the attainment, carelessness also comes. What is the reason for this? The soul is a jnani and a yogi and a server. But is there the experience of a flying stage at every step? Whilst you continue to live, fly in the flying stage at every step. Has there been further newness in attaining the aim in whatever it is you do today? Or does the soul think that it has reached the limit of perfection at the point that it has reached now? It is essential to have intoxication and happiness in the attainment of effort, but it is also essential to experience the progress of the flying stage at every step. If there isn't the balance, then carelessness will not allow you to attain blessings, Baba says. And this was said in 0705 1984, Murli. Then Baba says, firstly, just like those who sleep, there were souls sleeping in the sleep of carelessness because of some loud noise, or because they have been shaken, awoke for a while with the thought what happened, then gradually were overcome by same sleep of carelessness with the thoughts. These things happened, they pulled the sheet on themselves and went back to sleep. They thought it is still rehearsal and the end will come later. And with this, they pulled the sheet up to their faces. Secondly, there were some who were sleeping in the sleep of laziness with the thoughts all this was going to take place, and so it did take place. We were making effort anyway. We will do so later as well. At this confluence age, we have make effort anyway. Some has been made, and we will do more later. While awake, they continue look others as if they had removed their face from under the sheets, were looking at those still sleeping. They thought those who are famous are also moving same speed as we are, and in this way seeing the weakness of others instead of the attitude follow father, they change it to follow brother and follow sister, and they follow their weaknesses. Those who had such thoughts were sleeping in the sleep of laziness, but had definitely still been awakened. Some even renounced the sleep of laziness with hope and enthusiasm, and even made progress in the upliftment for self and in uplifting service. The upheaval shook them, and they also moved forward with the sun. But the sanskar of laziness intermittently attracted them. Nonetheless, the upheaval shook them and enabled them to move forward. This was said in 1911, 84 only. Baba says the specialty of the confluence age is to swing in the swing of supersensuous joy, to dance constantly with happiness. If there is not if there is not experience of the specialty in the confluences, what would one say? So check yourself. Is there any bondage in thought? There may be bondage to waste thoughts. They may be thoughts of jealousy and conflict. They may be thoughts of carelessness. They may be thoughts of laziness. All these different thoughts are signs of bondages by thoughts. So today, Bab Dada was seeing these bondages, seeing how many liberated souls there are. The thick ropes are finished, but there remain only the subtle threads. These are thin threads, but they are good at tying you. At such times the soul doesn't know it is being tied in bondage. This is because the bondage brings temporary intoxication. Someone who is physically intoxicated might be unaware of having fallen. He may be in the gutter, yet he thinks he is in the palace. His hands are empty, yet he may think he is a king. So too, someone with this intoxication never considers themselves to be wrong. They constantly try to prove they are right, or they are careless and allow it to continue, saying, well, such things always happen. Only the bondage of the thought has been mentioned today. Okay, Om Shanti. This was said on 02/12/85 Murli.